In about 1 minute, I'm going to go into the vault. You know, Jack Benny had a vault? Well, I've got a vault, and in my vault, as they say, among my souvenirs, let me tell you that today you're going to see something most incredible.
You are on the air. Hello? Hello? Okay? Okay.
It's a great pleasure for me to be here. Whenever I'm in the Times Square area, I always drop in and see my friend Joe Franklin.
Gentlemen may prefer blondes, but blondes prefer cute, handsome talk show hosts like yourself, Joe.
Boy.
Joe Franklin, good. And more importantly, I'd like to thank Joe Franklin for having the taste and the decency to disguise my appearance during this interview. You know, Joe, there's a lot of undesirable elements out there that would rather see yours truly a permanent part of the 96th Street exit of the West Side Highway, if you know what I mean. So I'd like to thank you for disguising my appearance and for putting that black thing over my face. Thank you.
Don't mention it, Yucky. Don't even give it a mention. I'd like to thank my favorite crime czar, and I think just about everybody's personal favorite hoodlum, and all I can say is that I'm honored that you chose my program, Yucky, to be the first program that you ever appeared on.
Wait a minute, Joe. I saw that. That black thing wasn't over my face. It was over your face. Hey, what are you trying to do to me, Joe? Hey, what are you trying to do? Hey.
So, what are you doing tonight, Joey?
I'm visiting with one of my very favorite entertainers, one of the all-time greats, and the best friend that a diamond ever had, Miss Carol Channing, and her son, Mr. Carl Channing. Carol, were you ever a stage mother, as the saying goes, or did you ever push your son to be more or less the same thing that you are?
I've always encouraged Carl to be an individual and to always be his own person.
Carl, would you say that your mom is right?
Absolutely right, Joe. You know, if there's one thing my mom always told me is to just be myself. If you've got a dream, just go for it, you know? Isn't that what you told me, Mom?
That's what I told you, son.
Well, that's what I told Joe you told me.
Well, I'm so glad you told Joe what I told you.
Well, good.
In fact, all of our robots, Joe, are programmed with exactly the same traits and characteristics of the superstar that they are impersonating.
The Lizatron, therefore, Dr. Gristle, you're implying, can talk exactly like the real Liza.
Exactly, Joe. All of our robots are programmed with exactly the same vocabulary that the real superstar has. And in the case of our Lizatron here, it was a pretty easy task because the real Liza essentially only has about 17 words in her entire vocabulary, which she keeps repeating over and over and over again. For example, like...
Thank you. Thank you. Darlings. Darlings. It's truly terrific. Marvelously marvy. Show business is my life. This one's for Mama.
And that's about it, Joe.
Baby Ruth, may I ask you, how did you happen to become the world's youngest sex therapist?
Well, Joey, ever since I can remember, all I've seen in televisions or on the movies is sex. Sex, sex, sex. It's all that is on people's minds. Sex, 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 sex.
How old are you?
Oh, I mean 6.
6.
Okay, okay.
I'm over 2,000 years old. You know, if I knew I was going to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself.
Do you think that movie making has changed much since those silent film days, Mr. Vasilino?
The Beatles will be around as long as there's a record player and an ear.
Mr. Wingo, you might like to tell us a little bit about this particular bit of pure gold.
Well, Joe, what you've got there is the original version of the first album released by the Beatles here in the States, and that was the way it originally looked before I left the group. And of course, once I left, they had my picture removed from the cover.
Has the real Liza ever seen her robot counterpart in action, Doctor?
Oh, yes, Joe. In fact, last summer in Atlantic City, the Lizatron robot here filled in for the real Liza in a concert that she was unable to attend, and it was remarkable. Nobody knew the difference. In fact, Peter Allen spent 2 hours in the dressing room trying to make up with our Lizatron. He kept saying, "I know this time we could make it work." It was really funny.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't witches a little bit out of vogue? I don't see many witches around nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Correctamundo, Joe. Why, there's plenty of witches all around the place. Why, I run into Joan Collins and Rhoda Barrett all the time.
How about you telling us once and for all, Miss Monroe, the real truth? Do blondes have more fun?
Oh, golly gee, Joe, I don't really know.
You know, Joe, I think blondes do have more fun. At least when they're with me.
Sid Bernstein, the music impresario, claims that he was the first man to bring the Beatles to this country, and many people wonder, is that true that Sid Bernstein brought them first to America?
Yes, Joe, it's absolutely true. Sid Bernstein was the first man to bring the Beatles to America. Of course, he was working as a pilot for TWA at the time.
Rumors always abound, Mr. Wingo, to the effect that the Beatles will someday be back together again. Do you think that could ever come to pass?
Well, Joe, I really can't speak for the other guys, but I guess I can use your show to sort of officially announce this, but sometime early next year, I will be getting back together.
And, of course, our Lizatron comes fully equipped with a total array of celebrity impersonations. Well, for example,
Here's looking at you, kid.
You dirty rat.
Yeah, all right, you guys. Yeah. You look marvelous. The combination of these carefully measured amounts of shredded wheat, granola bars, and polyester socks that gives us the equation known as the theory of relativity. It's really as simple as that, Joe.
The only theory of relativity that I sort of comprehend is don't hire your nephew.
You better laugh, or I'll get you, my pretties, and you little dogs, too.
They say I'm crazy, I'm a schmo, to dump little Sonny, but that's the way it goes. I'll get you, babe. I'll get you, babe. Love's always been my game. Play it how I may. I was made that way. I can't help it.
Start spreading. Start spreading. Start spreading.
Hold it, Joe. There's something wrong
Start
here.
spreading.
Let me just see.
Start
I neglected
spreading.
to tell you, Joe, we've had a little problem
Start
with this
spreading.
model here. It
This
just seems
one's
to
for
keep
Mama.
breaking down all the time, and
Start
every 6
spreading.
months ago, it's got to go back to the
Start
shop.
spreading.
Where might our audience see Attila the Hun these days and these nights?
Joe, this coming Labor Day, I will be at the Concord Hotel with the marvelous Regis Philbin. What a fabulous performer. You've never seen his act, have you, Joe? He is out of this world. And then, of course, they'll be doing a new TV movie, which is a sequel to my life story. My first one was called Hun. The sequel is called Son of Hun.
Promise you'll come back and visit with us and co-host with us again one day very, very soon, okay?
Okay,
Promise me, you promise the audience out there, you'll come back one day to chat with me again soon, soon, soon. Promise me and maybe you'll come back to visit me again very, very soon.
Okay, Joe.
What do you say we shake on that?
Okay.
Wait, let's shake on that. Oh.
Butterfingers,